Hi, welcome back. I am joined by the delightful Tina Bryson from Christian Appalachian Project. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you again.
It's good to be here.
I love your logo. I love your items that you brought.
Thank you.
I am familiar with Christian Appalachian Project. For the people that don't know, tell the story.
Absolutely. Christian Appalachian Project was started over 55 years ago by a Catholic priest, Father Ralph Biding, and he was sent basically to central Kentucky to start a parish and just saw the need in Appalachia and began to help those in his community. And it grew into this organization that we have been just able to serve the people in Appalachia for 55 years. So just a number of programs. We have 16 human service programs that serve children and families in need, as well as the elderly. We have summer camps. We have preschools for our young kids to make sure that they're preschool ready, and a host of programs in between that serve the community. So it just has really grown from basically one person's vision, and his heart was to have a ministry that brought in the community and people, not just Catholics, but really to have a ministry that met the need of people, that helps people, and that was his vision, and it still is helping people today. The
previous group that was on, the Christmas store, Catholic started, but all are welcome, and you're the exact same way.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter. It's helping people, darn it.
Absolutely. Yes. That's what it's all about, is just helping people.
Paint a picture geographically of the people that you serve.
Sure. So we have an office here in Lexington that basically is a little bit of our administration, so our fundraising and our communications. But all of our services for CAB are in Eastern Kentucky, Central Appalachia. So starting, I would say, closest to Lexington would be Rock Castle. We have offices there in Mount Vernon, programs there in Mount Vernon, thrift store, a food pantry. We also serve Jackson County and McQuarrie County. And then you go further out in Eastern Kentucky, almost to West Virginia, and we also have programs in Floyd County, Johnson County, and Martin County as well. So we primarily those 6 counties, but we serve really all of Appalachia through one of our programs called Operation Sharing. Basically, it partners with organizations to get product in, and then we help facilitate getting that out to other nonprofits and churches that are doing great work. And so we really do serve all 13 Appalachian states, but primarily here in Kentucky, it's those 6 counties.
You talk about a gift from God. You mentioned children and people that you serve. How many children, if you know roughly, you serve on an annual basis?
Well, I don't know the specific number. I can tell you every summer we have 2 camps, one in Johnson County, one in Jackson, and we serve about 1,000 kids.
Wow.
So that gives them 1 week of residential camp. We also do some day camps with them as well. And then within our preschool program, we have 2 early childhood development centers that helps get kids preschool ready, one in McQuarrie and one in Rock Castle. And we have about 30-something kids in each of those programs.
What would life be like in Kentucky? For all the years you've been around, what would all those people be like if Christian Appalachian Project was not around?
Wow, that's a really good question, because I think that there are so many things that CAB does, even like for our food pantry. We do well over 100 and something backpacks every weekend for kids to make sure that they have extra food when they're not in school. We serve about 90 commodity boxes for the elderly who may not be able to get out to the grocery stores, may not have enough money living on fixed incomes. And so I can't imagine how those families are able to provide in places where food insecurity is very high, but also our housing numbers. We repair homes for people that have substandard housing in Eastern Kentucky. And in Kentucky, there's almost 50% of the housing in Eastern Kentucky would be considered substandard. So those families would have to look to other resources if CAP wasn't there to help repair those homes, make them safe, warm, and dry.
Yes.
So it really is just stepping into those situations and saying, how can we help? What is the need? As I'm sure you're aware that there are many of our elderly in Appalachia that live in isolation, and so CAP is there to help make sure they get to doctor's appointments and make sure they have socialization. So sometimes it's, we think of sort of the big things, but sometimes it's just having somebody to talk to, or having someone to care about you and call to check in on you, or to be able to go and have a Thanksgiving celebration so that you know that you're not forgotten. I think that CAP provides sort of those relationships too, not just the services, but really loving on people and becoming part of their family.
For all the people you serve and help, it's got to feel great to them. But I can see the joy in your heart, the way you talk about Christian Appalachian Project.
I love it. You know what? I feel like it's one of those dream jobs that you say, I would do what I'm doing in terms of
Don't say it for free. Don't say that.
I won't say for free.
Because this will be seen.
But I will say, I would do what I would be doing if I wasn't working at CAP, just as a volunteer, because I love helping people. But to be able to do that every day and know that the stories that you get to tell is about people's lives that have been impacted. I tell you, a lady's house I got to go to, her name is Bertha Mullins. She lost her first home to fire. Then she was able to get a second home. It was washed away when they had the flooding out in eastern Kentucky. So she and her family and her husband had 8 kids, and they were trying to, just kind of get on their feet. And it seemed like it was just one hard thing after another. And finally this year, CAP, along with numerous volunteers, were able to provide her a home, and she was able to get some FEMA funding and some other things to help with that. But to be able to, I had the privilege to be able to go out when they first started building her home, and then like at each phase, you go up in when they're working, seeing college students come on their spring break to put the walls up. Then you see community volunteers come in and they're laying the flooring, and finally to go out there and see this family have a home and see them get the key to that home, and it just was like, the little bit I do, I'm not like very skilled in carpentry, but to be able to go in and help do, everybody contributed, and that to me was the most powerful thing, because it said all of us can do a little bit. We may not all can be able to go and live in a place and give every single day, but if every person was willing to give just one day or 1 week, that when you look at all of it, it comes together and gives this family a home.
That reminds me of when people contribute money to Christian Appalachian Project, don't people give a lot of coins? And then, so people give coins, and then they add up to millions.
Yeah, they add up to, everything that people give, whether, the thing I'm just moved by at CAP is in the morning we get a chance to start our day with chapel time, and that happens all across the organization in different offices across CAP, where we pray for people who send in prayer requests and get to see how people are being impacted. And people will send in, they may just send in $1. And what moves me is that people will write a note and they'll say, I'm on a fixed income, but I'm sending this $1 to help someone in Appalachia. Or I need my home repaired, but I believe in the work you're doing, so here's my $2. And so you think about people who are really, probably need to be helped by CAP, but they are pouring into the work we do, and they believe in that work, that they're willing to give even that little bit.
It's meaningful to them to do what they can do.
Absolutely.
So whether it's time, a little bit of time, whatever degree of donations, funding they can give, everything adds up.
Everything adds up, everything. So yes, whether it's a little bit of time for the numerous volunteers we have, all adds up to be able to give a home or to put food on someone's table, or it's the funds that allow us to do a little bit of work to impact one family, and sometimes, it may be just $1 million that allows us to help many, many families.
You look at a cruise ship, you take out one rivet.
Absolutely.
Something bad's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Everything is crucial. Give your website.
ChristianApp.org. Very easy to find.
And how could people, you need volunteers, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
How can people volunteer? What kind of training? Geographically, where can people volunteer?
So geographically, Eastern Kentucky. So you would check out our website to find out more information, or you can contact, we have a volunteer program that will help fit people to the skill set that they have. And so again, that is ChristianApp.org. You can find out all of our volunteer opportunities and figure out how you can come. Either we have stuff for college students over spring break,
That's
high school
great.
kids over
Yes.
spring break.
Yep.
You can come in and we'll put you to work wherever your skill set allows you to be.
We have 14 minutes. We've got about 4 left. This is just riveting information, to use the word again, riveting. What would you like to highlight about Christian Appalachian Project? Whether it's a program you have, volunteers that you need, people that are served, what do you want to highlight?
So we have a one-day housing blitz coming up. It is called Build Up. We do it every fall. So we are very blessed that we have all the volunteer spots for this year. But for folks who are interested, go to the website now, find out how you can bring your team or your church to Build Up. This year is October the 26th. But also as summer, I know it seems like, oh, Christmas is coming, but summer we need nurses, we need counselors, we need folks to help out in the kitchen. So if you say, I love to cook, come spend a week and prepare meals, some of that good home cooking for our kids at camp.
It'll be appreciated.
Or if you're a school nurse and you say, I have a week, I could come and be a nurse at camp. So those are opportunities, but again, if you go to our website, you can call our volunteer program and figure out how to get connected, and they will find a place for you.
You deal with a lot of people on the volunteer side. How magical is it to volunteer?
You know, it is so super excited to go to a place like our thrift store and see people that come in, community volunteers that may drive in and they just steam clothes. I have a community volunteer that's working now in our Lexington office, and they're helping with our archive, so administration work. So wherever your skill is, it is great to see people giving. And again, going back to that, every little bit helps. So whether you can help file, or you can make photocopies, or you can help with a kid, or help with an elderly person, or build a house, or repair a home, every bit helps the organization to do the work, which is build hope, transform lives, and share Christ's love through service in Appalachia.
Well, you brought some things here, and I know I will always call it Christian Appalachian Project, but you're calling it CAP.
Yes.
Which that's what people call it. Now, you don't want to just wear yourself out every day saying Christian Appalachian Project 500 times. So this is your cap.
That is my cap. It is my cap.
And how many people wear your cap around town and in
You know
Kentucky?
what? We have thousands of volunteers that come in every year. These items, actually, we have a promotional store called Cap Gift Shop, and all the items, when you buy an item and you get to wear that cap around, all of that funding goes back into our programming. And so I love to, all of these items, because I just love the logo and I wear it with pride. And I hope that those who are thinking about being involved in CAP will check us out again and check out the website and figure out how you can come in and be a part of this ministry and help us make a difference in the lives of people in need in Appalachia.
You have had a life and career before Christian Appalachian Project. You joined them 4 years ago. Christian Appalachian Project is lucky to have you.
Thank you.
Your spirit has to be infectious, not just in Lexington, but all over Appalachia. All the people that you serve, they could not have a better person on their team than you.
Thank you. It's a blessing. I count it truly as a blessing that I get to do the job I do every day, which is tell great stories about people who really are having an impact and people who are really being touched.
Tina, thank you very much. The name of the program is Heart of Gold. You have a heart of gold.
Thank you.
We're going to have our ET moment. Here we go. Thank you. I'm Paul Chartier. Tina, thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
It's been a delight and a pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Go to their website, volunteer. You will not be sorry. You'll be very blessed by doing it. I'm Paul Chartier. Thanks for watching Heart of Gold.